Hi there and welcome back. In the last episode, I have shown you how to create a model that we will use in generating reports in QWeb that derives data from a PostgreSQL query using a select query. And we have uh, included a query inside a PostgreSQL function in order to avoid complicating our Python code. And here is the result. You know. We also created a dashboard using an XML or a view that uses the two models. The first model is asked to set the parameters from the user, which starts with an beginning date and end date, and when once he refreshes, he gets the corresponding set of data. You can refresh data, okay, like this, and then what we're going to do in this video is to create the report that actually prints it to a PDF file. Before I do that, let me review you the uh, Python model that we've created. So first, we have created the dashboard model, which has a date from and date to. Okay, it has a date from and date to, basically, no, to be used in the where statement in our PostgreSQL function. We also have to format the date because we are going to display them in a list view. Okay, so we have to format the date from and the date to. And we had made a link like the room bill IDs, the report line IDs, which will link it to the uh, records generated by the PostgreSQL function containing the select statement. Okay, and then you have to derive the lines by calling the PostgreSQL function. It's there in the model called hotel transaction report, and we have further subdivide, okay, the lines into pages of 65 records each. Okay, and then we had a refresh that will call the function again. This is the refresh action that will be called by the refresh button. Remember, we had a refresh button here, so that's what it calls. Now here's the transaction model, okay, which is derived from the PostgreSQL store procedure, which has our very long SQL query. Okay, all of the fields are read only, and the auto is set to false because we are not supposed to store this in a PostgreSQL table. They're read only because they cannot be saved, having been taken from a query joining several tables. Uh, we are joined together, no, the registration number, the document, the date applied, the account title, the details, no, the guest name, the room type name, and status, and we have the company specific field. I'd like you to see the Postgres function which I've created to show you how the fields are generated. So we had a left join to hotel document so that you can get the document type, and then we had a left join to charges so we can get the account title, the guest registration so that we can get the room ID and the status of the stay. A left join to the guest, we can get the guest full name, the hotel room so we can get the room name and the room types, and we had applied, okay, the date, no, beginning date and the ending date, and the company specific company ID. And let's take note that the row number is also generated in this query because Udo XML and QWeb cannot handle it, and even Python can hardly handle it. So we have to handle the line numbering inside this function. So I hope you follow because this is what we get. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to print this to a long PDF report. Okay, I have created a guide, okay, that will guide us through, okay, the creation of the report. I will post this also in the GitHub repository, whose link I will indicate below. Remember before that we have to create three nested loops. Okay, so here's our main template. No, first we are going to call, of course, the HTML container and the basic layout, and we have to call this. No, this will be for for each docs. What is docs? Docs is a model. Here it is, no? This is the model indicated, hotel transaction dashboard, and that's the model that we are showing here. Okay, hotel transaction dashboard, which contains the date from and the date to. Okay, okay. So hotel transaction dashboard. Now, what happens when we say for each docs T as O? So we are going to get the whole hotel transactions dashboard. This is the guide. Okay, and then we are going to insert the page header here by making a T call, and then we are going to insert our first nested loop, okay, which will call the many to one or one to many relationship between the header and the report lines. So in this case, we are going to look at the hotel transaction report at 65 lines per page. Okay, what is O? O is hotel transaction dashboard. This is O. Okay, hotel transaction dashboard dot h dot py. That's where we'll get it. Okay, so this is hotel transaction dashboard, which is O. Okay, and it has a link to the lines, to the report lines. Okay, so this is what we have here. So this is it, no? This docs is the hotel transaction dashboard as O, and then yeah, this is wrong again. This is it. This is O, no? And then we are going to loop O, okay, by 65 lines each. How did we do that? Let's look at our code. We had a hotel transaction report pages, which sets this to 65 lines each. Remember, no? It already has called the lines by calling hotel transaction report, and further it will divide the lines into sets of 65 records each. Okay, this is how we do it. This is the same thing that we did in room bill. Okay, and then this is the result refresh action, which is run by the refresh button. So I hope you follow. Okay, okay, so this is it, no? So you always have to divide your data set in pages, and then we initialize the grand total here, and we start with our main content with a div class page, my page. You have to use this which is this class, which was indicated in my report styles.css, and then you insert the report specific page header here. Okay, you start with a table for the body. Remember that the header is going to be part of the page repeating header. You insert the columns of the header here, and then you start with the body, where we are going to do a for each loop to generate each row, and this for each loop gets every line of pages line, which is actually a 65 line data set. Okay, remember, page lines is 65 lines data set. Okay, a subset of the whole data set. Okay, connected to line bills, rather line numbers, report or report lines. Okay, so we are going to put that here. Okay, insert the rows. Before we do insert the rows, we are going to increment the page total and the grand totals here. Okay, and then we insert the rows here. Okay, and then after that, we end the body and we put the page repeating. Let me indicate this. Put the page repeating footer here. Okay, okay, so after the body, we started with a T foot, so it repeats at the footer. Okay, and then we have a my tr in the lines, no? to make sure there's no page break yet. So we are going to insert the first row is a page total and the second row is the grand total. So we are going to use this template to start our hotel transactions report. Okay, so we'll go to our reports and we'll create a file called hotel transactions, hotel transaction.html. Okay, we are going to copy this and paste it here. Okay, and we are going to insert the components one by one. No, I'm not going to type them individually because I will annoy you with that. Okay, so let's fill in the blank spaces first. We initialize our grand total. Okay, so we will declare two grand totals, one grand total for the debit and another grand total for the credit. Okay, so we have G total debit and G total credit. Shift tab. Okay, that's we insert our now we start with the main body. I'm sorry, I have to save. I click save as. No? We'll insert our page specific header later here, and then we are going to insert our column headers. No? I've already defined our column headers. Okay, to make a long story short, now you should have my TR in the T row of the header because that will prevent a page break. Okay, we have defined the classes in our report styles.css to make sure that data are all aligned. Okay, so what are we going to print as page headers? We are going to print the line number, the date, the account title, the room type. Okay, and so on and so forth. We are going to add more contents to this in the later reports. Now we have this. We are now going into the main body. First, we have to initialize the page totals every time because at every page they have to be set to 0. Okay, let's undo that. Okay, let me just copy. I've copied the wrong included a wrong line. Okay, so anyway, so we have initialized the page totals before we go into the loop. Okay, that will loop each line of the 65 line data set. Okay, so we increment the page totals and the grand totals here. Okay, during each line, remember they're set to 0. Why didn't we initialize the grand total in the space before the loop? Because of course we don't want them to reset to 0 every time we are going to print a line. Okay, we have done that part. Should have placed this above. Okay, let's save this first before we forget. Okay, and then we will now insert our row. So I'm just going to copy it and show you what they are. So they correspond to our header. Okay. Okay. So the first line corresponds to the line number that is computed by SQL. Now we have lost line. Okay, that happens because the copying. Okay, what did we have? We'll find out why it's like this. I think it's normal, no, because the span here is a self-ending tag. Okay, we have the line number from SQL and then the date applied, AM, PM, the account title, the room name, corresponding to our headers. Okay. After which we are going to proceed, no? Okay. Now we are going to put our page repeating footer here. I've already put it there so that you will have an example. The first row is the page total. The second row is the grand total. Okay. 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 I think that does it. Now we are going to create the action. This is called the report action. We will copy this. Okay, and we'll go into our. I've already done that anyway. Dashboard, and then there's the hotel transactions report button. Okay. Okay. Let's go back. Is that correct? Hotel transactions report. Action hotel transactions report. Let's go there. Actions hotel transactions report. So this is the button. Okay. Let's save this and then save all. Make sure it's already saved all. We'll restart and then because we have added actually we don't have to restart because we didn't add a model. So let's update our hotel. I hope there's no error. Okay. There's an error. Let's just find it out now quickly. Okay. Hotel transaction .html. Okay. What's wrong? Uh, it didn't specify right away now. Okay. Hotel transaction.xml. It didn't line 28. It didn't specify the line. Okay. So let's go. Vibe code. Let's put it here. During hotel upgrade. Runtime error. Okay. Just let me look briefly at one of my. Okay, what did it say? The error is because Udo is looking for my hotel transactions. Yes, yeah, we forgot to put it in manifest.py. Hotel transaction, but does not exist. Does or have hotel transaction HTML. You don't have hotel transactions, okay? Because the file is hotel reports, hotel transaction XML. Let's do that hotel transaction that XML. We have it here. It's looking for a file for my hotel transaction.html, but it does not have. It currently has hotel tran HTML. I'm sorry, no. So that's a mistake. Okay. So let's change that file. Hotel transaction. Let's name that. We have to rename that with the file closed. XML. Okay. Now we have to stop. Very simple error that developers make. Okay. Let's upgrade again. Okay. I hope we can find line 16. Hotel transaction line 16. At line 16 column 82. Hotel transaction dashboard. Okay. What's the error? It's a parsing error. Where's that again? Just copy this to be sure. Line 16, column 62. Line 16. Okay, we're just giving it a name. Okay. error during printing. Okay, it's generating a patch. Let's find out what it is. It didn't show. It was caused by a backtick in the print transaction button. There's a backtick in the print transaction button. This has been removed and the XML is valid. So there's a backtick in our XML. Anyway, he did not show that to us anymore. It's in a hotel transaction.xml. There it is. There's a backtick here. Oh. No, it's a very slight typo. We'll just keep it. Okay. No. Errors in copying and pasting. Okay. Typo errors. Normal. Nothing to worry. Very normal errors. Okay. Let's go to this. Let's refresh. Let's print. Oh no. Okay, we have it here. Okay. Now we're almost done, but we don't have the header. Let's find out if you have the correct footers. Why is this 4465? We didn't have I think we have reinitialized all our grand totals also. Look at that now, because the grand totals copy the page totals. So therefore we have to look up our code, find out what's wrong with our hotel transaction. Okay, because our grand total, insert your grand total here. Yeah, yes, we have. Did we yeah, did we increment the page total? We set to 0. Okay, let's transfer this here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then yeah, we had it wrong, no? The grand total are set at every page, which should not happen. Okay, we're almost done anyway. Just bug down with a few simple errors. So that's correct now. No, we have made a mistake in putting the initialization. It should be above. So I'm going to change my my guide also. So I'm going to reflect it in the description below. Okay. So now we have the right grand totals. Now let us put the page header. We go to guest bill XML here. That we have it. We have this. So we just copy this. We'll close so that it will not annoy us, and then we will insert it here. Okay. I'm sorry for that. Sometimes the intentions are wrong, so therefore you have to correct this. Now our report title is no longer guest bill, but this time this is hotel transactions summary. Okay, let's do that. Update. Okay, Let's not forget the debugger. Let's refresh, print the report. Okay, let's open this. Now we have the header. We also have to insert the report specific page header. Okay, so we'll just copy it. To make a long story short, we'll not need compartmentalize the header because this is small. Okay, we'll just copy this and then retain the second row. Okay, okay. Now the main content. Where do we initialize or insert our standard page header? And then our insert our specific page here. Okay, let's indent this first properly. We are only going to start at date from, okay, and date to. Okay, this is create date. We are going date to sched. So therefore, we are going to start from here, which is date from. So we'll delete this. Okay. If you have the mistag again, I hope you don't have. So date from, then we'll have your date from FMT. I think that's the right name. Okay, let's tab so it will create. It will correct it for us, and then this is date to FMT. We'll double check our field names later. Okay, we don't need state, we don't need amount applied. Okay, so you have this div which is a row, and then we have that. Okay, let's try to update this. Let's check our 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 date fields because we may have the wrong fields. Okay, date to FMT, and we have date from FMT. Okay, so I think we are right. So therefore, anyway, if there's an error, we'll find code. Go to our hotel system, hotel reports. Let's refresh, and then let's print report. Okay, so finally we had our accounting report. Now we have the date from, and we have the date to. Okay, let's try to check if it's correct. Why is it 14? Yes, it's April 14. Okay, so if you print, so we had successfully created a report that uses an SQL statement Very important in making reports because not all reports are created from Odoo models. You have to make queries in order to get the right columns and the right pieces of information needed by your user. No? I hope you follow. I will put all source codes related to this video in a GitHub repository that I will indicate in the link below. In the next episode, I'm going to show you how to group these lines. We will apply a certain technique of grouping these lines according to account title, so that we will have a group footer, a group header, and a group footer, and the group footer will contain subtotals. Okay? A very important feature required by most accounting applications. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode.